Hey guys, my locals and I, we have a draft RTN coming up, so I thought I'd share a little bit of my experience in the draft format, and let's start by playing some Fang. Right here, I just filtered my hand a little bit. I didn't quite respect the reactions on the first link, though more likely than not he would have only leaked 1 damage, so that's fine, but we can talk about that later. For now, let's see what we can do right here. And like this, just play rather normally. You really want that first starter. Can either be a front pump, so you activate the blaze, or we do it like this. Not much to think about here. And now we could, no, could we? Yeah. We could actually play all of these cards if we break chain, play blaze headlong, and then this is activated because we have 2 draconic chain links. But I think I rather want to keep this chest around to potentially unbrick a later turn. Also, yeah, we're gone second anyway, so we don't need to greed too much. This will still be a 3 card. What did we do? 5, 4, 3 card 10. So this is fine. This, of course, is very good for him. Kind of what he's looking for to get back into this game. Also, he does have quite a lot of equipment, so maybe we are supposed to greed there. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Right here we can... Interesting, he also has this card as well. That's crazy. He'll come in with a deck as well, so this is fine. We have quite a strong turn of our own now. And actually, I think in hindsight, I should have blocked this one on the first attack on the Blaze Headlong, so I can keep my arsenal clear. Right now, I'm forced to either arsenal this or keep this in arsenal. And I think in all heroes, it's very important in this draft format that you keep your arsenal free, so you're more flexible with bricky hands. Right, but now we have to go for this line, which isn't bad. Get a block as well, 2 block at that. I very much recommend not blocking 2 at all if it's possible. You either board in a way that you have, like instead of this card, which you might not be able to play with your deck, into another Fang. You rather go for a yellow 3 block, because all these little points of value really matter in this format. Okay, but now first let's go play this hand. I guess we can't block this, so this will be our first starter. Then we can once again go for the stabbing pain here, which is not terrible. And then we're allowed to actually crack the code and go for this. Unfortunately, we can't block the Hunter and go for this because this isn't Draconic, and the code says we need to play Draconics afterwards. One thing we can do though is just use our Bunker Beard here to unbrick our arsenal a little bit. Okay, that's good for us. Fortunately, I need to play Pledge Fealty as well. These are really not that great unless you're always getting to free Fealty very easily. You don't really want to play those. And right here, yeah, just take it. Ideally, we get to, yeah, no, block with the Bunker Beard. That's not happening. Our opponent is playing Bauble, so yeah, good equipment, but I guess his deck is lacking quite a bit. I mean, one good thing is if your opponent overblocks whenever you play this guy, or exactly gives you something like this where you don't actually react, you do make him lose some value here. we go for this, so we get the extra value on this guy. No, we don't actually get the extra value, that's my bad. Because we're marking with this anyways. Okay, and now we pressure him even more. The code is not only for unbricking draconic hands, so where you, for example, don't draw a single blue. It's also very nice to just push the extra damage in these endgame scenarios where we force him to block now. Oof. Yeah. Well, that can't be right then. Or maybe he surrendered, but I mean, he can still live off the sigil. Yeah, but in this game, we just went second, which is very good, and then did not break once. And then more often than not, you just win your matchups into the draconic heroes. Okay, we get to go second again, which isn't bad. I think we just keep it this way. Needed to stay open quite a bit, so not much sideboarding to do here, though usually sideboarding is quite nice. Um, just to talk a bit about the bunker build, it's obviously worst in Fang because you have way less actions than the other classes, but you still have some actions like these front palms, your 1 for 5s, the chain enders, I mean. So especially once again, if you brick, can't really get rid of an extra card, this will let you block with a card from Arsenal. For example, if you needed to Arsenal blue, you can still make it into a 3 block. So not the worst card, and especially in endgame scenarios where I don't know, you're low against the Fang, he keeps hand cards, and I don't know, if you want to be sure, you actually need to overblock on the dagger. With this guy, you only have to block 3. If he actually pumps, you can react, and therefore still have a fighting chance. For now, we definitely need to lock away our blues here. If Syndra starts like this, I'm pretty sure this won't be the only attack she's throwing. Otherwise, you can actually think about just putting more in there. Fatigue in these matchups isn't really a thing, so you shouldn't worry about that too much. You're more concerned about keeping tempo. Yeah, we definitely get rid of another blue. I'm only playing 8 blues, so seeing 3 instantly does suck quite a bit. We do have this to bail us out, and I like yellow cards also because of the whole resource thingy, and they still let you pitch into both daggers, maybe with a 0 cost react. More often than not, you can still make a 2 card 6 happen. So just take some yellow 3 blocks to smooth out the curve. It's not terrible. Okay, marking us right here. It's not terrible, but now she's actually down 1 dagger. I don't like this. Should probably just be better off, I don't know, attacking. No, she can't get the dagger back if she wants to play this. Depending on her deck, the mark is quite valuable though. Good Syndra decks have payoffs for their fealties, where they have a chain ender that says, if I'm Draconic, deal extra damage. This is usually the way they get to go above rate and win a game. Now for our hand. Oof, this sucks quite a bit. We drew another blue and no starter, so no reaction that lets us get go again on this guy. I mean, usually going 2 card 5 is still okay. It won't lose you the game, but then you're usually allowed to block an extra card, which I'm not allowed to do right here. Because we're going first, or second rather. You can just go double front pump, play incision, and take off the code. In that case, we gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is better than 2 card 5, but we do lose the code. Tricky. Can also just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and don't lose the code. I guess this is best then. And yeah, since like drawing these brick hands really costs you more than anything, I also prefer the starting points, the no block boots that give you go again on demand. Right here, they actually they, they do a little bit, since we of this can give this go again and actually throw this guy afterwards and at least use the resource. But yeah, for now, this is what we do. It's not great, but our next hand is way better. Mm, Also thinking on whether we block this guy or use it. If we're just playing it as is, we get 2 value out of it for just pumping the daggers. And we can't actually make our the attack reacts better. Because if we use this to give this go again and we can like spare an attack react that gets better on the second chain link, it obviously gives another point of value. But in this case, don't really have any of these, or do we? And we can use it just to give this go again without a reaction. React on this guy and still have one floating for this, an arsenal reaction, so we're more flexible on future turns. What that would get us is that we make sure we don't break on Draconic starters for first Obsidian Firevein. But the way the draft turned out, I do have quite a lot of starters, so I think we're fine like this. And yeah, we're just gonna keep this guy around, play out this hand, and see where it gets us. I think that was quite a neat turn of our opponent, right? Yep. So we do this. And we're basically waiting on just a very good big turn where we get to maybe go double dagger into this guy, or maybe just have a very good front pump, and not front pump, a very good react on this and end on this. See. As our opponent correctly noted, this isn't actually legal in Syndra, so they're just not gonna use it. So the equipment suite is actually not that great, but it's also not terrible. This is very good, and these guys of course too. Interesting. So now we kind of have to think about whether we want to close the chain, since if we just keep going here and react on this dagger with this guy, he can drag this onto the second chain link and get another point of value from it. And since the payoff for this guy is in quotation marks only a fealty token, I think we go for this play, since this loses them 1 value. And like most draft Fang decks, our plan is not to get free fealty tokens. It's nice when it happens, but it's not our main game plan. Can draft for this for sure. Just as a full redline Syndra is possible if the draft lines up. Just rush 3 fealty token Fang is also an option, but it wasn't for me. Okay, we're definitely a little bit behind, but we'll make it work. And see, no blue, but we still have this guy, so we are, I think, able to play this out rather okay-ish. We don't block this guy. We'd need the resource for the dagger, then we can still front pump it and react on it. And we need to play this guy, unfortunately. We can't really block with him. We could block this guy, since we do lose value on just keeping this around. Yeah, not great draw sequence, but that happens. Unfortunately, our opponent isn't drawing too hot either. So yeah, actually, because attacking this only gets us 2 value, I'd rather block with it. Right? Yeah. Oh, let's see. Wait, if I actually use this to pitch for this guy. I'm losing 3 value face up because I'm, yeah, not front pumping, but that I get 3 value. Actually, I get 4 value back by playing this out. So this together gives us 4 on here. Yeah, but the other thing would give us 5 where we block with this and just use the front pump, so I'd rather do this. Also, whenever you're not like actually in the lead, like we are here, you want to play a little more defensively so that ideally you maybe get the other player to brick too, or draw a really good hand yourself, something like that. Yeah, but really bad hand. We only were able to block 5, and now we are only coming in for 5. Make a fealty, but that's not that often actually a value. We'll see, maybe we can make it work this time. And once again, if our Arsenal was free here, we could have actually used this guy to not block, but play later on and get 3 value out of it instead of 2. But then again, I don't actually want to use the bunker beer just for the 2 block. So yeah, kind of need to make do with what we got here. Okay, finally a blue. It's also not a very good card, and kind of needed to pick it up though. Yeah, we can go for 1-1 into 1. Block this now. And ideally block this guy too, though we could block it with it later. We Arsenal. Okay. This has an on-hit, so let's just block this for now. In a pinch, we can still get a block out of this guy. So this has no on-hit. But since we're like actually still behind, I'd rather get the block value out of this. Now we do run the risk of just getting a little bit blown out here, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so this is kind of whatever. There's not actually an on-hit here, right? Yeah, it's on attack. Yeah, take it. Nothing else we can do. Now we at least get to play a, what is it? 3 card 10. Not the hand that gets us into the game on its own, but it's not bad. It's basically the best thing we've done all game. And this can still happen in a very good Fang deck as well, which this is maybe not very good, but it's quite good. It's just how the format works out sometimes. But yeah, same goes for your opponent in these draconic matchups. And this is why I say maybe go more for the blocking if you're behind, and then maybe if you're able to let them get stranded on a 4-card hand, and if you're lucky, they actually draw 4 reds as well, or maybe only chain enders, and you do get a way back into the game. Oof, it does seem like they keep the full hand, which could just make us lose this game on the spot, since whenever we are forced to start blocking is when we are in a very bad spot, since at least we want to actually, I mean, we do want to keep 3 cards like this, so we have an actual turn, because when we only keep 2 cards, it's a very face up 2 card 6. Don't have any real shenanigans going on. But we'll see. Oh, well, that's nice. That might just be the brick we talked about. Not even using the code, that's interesting. We'll see what this is about. To go again. So the only attack reacts they could have is Nip at the heels, which is a blue that gives anything +1. Exposed does basically the same thing plus marks us. And then there is Razor Reflex, which is a rare and, well, would kill us here, but I don't think we can respect Razor Reflex in this situation. Because if we did, we would have to block 3 here, and I don't think that's the way. Yeah, we'd rather go for this. We live because we're lucky. And did the correct play, to be fair. Coming in for 3, which is our easy 3 block. And then we just pray there's not a 0 for 4 coming next. Actually, nothing coming next, but at best. Oh my god. Are we dead? Might be. I'm not gonna... Okay, so what exactly do you do? +1, and daggers are free. So I think he has 3 draconic chain links, so this sucks. So they will buy the last dagger back and attack us for 2. So we are able to keep 2 cards in hand, right? It's also only on this combat chain. So we do get to do this. I guess they don't have a dagger next turn, which is kind of our out. And I need to go to 1 if I want to have a chance, because I do need to get cards out of him. Out of them, sorry about that. Yup. Yeah, because now, as I said, they don't actually have this equipment. It's not legal in Ninja. So they will need to give us 1 card here. In that case, they would actually die because this goes to 5. So they need to, if they want to win, they give us 2 cards here. And then they still need to give us 1 card here. So ideally we draw something good then and get them on the clap back. Yeah, so they're playing this correctly. We still go for this because we do want that last bit of value. This actually draws a card. Out of their hand, I mean. Yeah, and of course, if they had both daggers here, we were just completely screwed. But fortunately for us, they don't. Now we kind of need to pray to not brick ourselves. But of course we do brick. Oh my god, they come in for 4. Oof. Well, what we can do is 2 card 5. Could go for 2 card 4. Can't actually cheese them. Even if we said, like, I don't know, we keep these guys, 1 to pitch and 1 to react. It only goes up to 2 and we can't throw another one. So yeah, it's definitely block 2. And I guess it's throw 5. It's the best we have, right? Oh, this sucks. This sucks. We can still get 2 cards out of them. Let's see if that's enough. But yeah, this is... sometimes that's what the games are about, the bricking. Because now, even if they draw like 2 blues, which... no, actually 2 blues isn't ideal for them, but they can use 1 blue here to just buy the daggers back and the other one to attack with 2, which would only draw 2 cards out of her hand, and I think we might still be in the winning spot. In this game I did not track the pitch stack. I should have, of course. Then we knew what's coming up, but usually, like 8 out of 10 times, the games don't go that long. Okay, now we draw all good cards. But are they good enough? Oh my god, and he's getting another breakpoint out of this. That is great. Great for him. Okay. I mean, if this is only coming in for 3, which it never will be. I think we go for our a 0 for force here. We want to get grip back. Oh, this might be very risky if he just arsenals. What the fuck? Another blaze headlong? That can't be right. What the fuck did he open? For real? Okay. Well, let's block 5, shall we? Or do we keep the fealty going? I think we keep the fealty going. Now, unfortunately, because we had to block so awkwardly earlier, we're also the ones that are kind of lower on deck. Are we? We're trading 1 for 2 now. 6 to 5. Yeah, we're a little bit lower. Syndra has very good late game weapon shenanigans. This is actually the first game I'm experiencing in this draft that's running out like this. This is a... Yeah, this guy has some very good power cards. I don't think I've seen two Blaze Headlongs in a hunted draft before. And he has that rare, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, I think I've said something about that earlier already. These just singular points of value really decide those games. If I or them get to keep another card at some point, the game is just over. Yeah, okay, he's double daggering. Which is why, I don't know, blocking 2 is really bad. You'd rather get 3 value out of every card. Right, and then now this is our pitch deck where there won't be any. Okay, well, that doesn't actually change anything, does it? But yeah, our problem now is we don't have any reacts left, so we kind of screwed since they get to actually go again on their weapons and we don't. What's the best we can muster? This will be a 2-card play, so yeah, something like not good. Something that's not good. Yeah, I think at this point we've basically lost. It's coming in for 2 now. It's fine. No, wait, what? Oh, it's chain link. Okay, that's still whatever. So we do need to give him another card. Yeah, this also doesn't matter since we're not getting another turn. Yeah. Yeah, if Fang doesn't have the tempo, kind of sucks. And usually, I think if you're early on in your in the game, you have more deck. Then, especially with this guy, you could go for something like I think actually this isn't even correct. I should just pitch into a Obsidian Firewine and keep this guy in hand either way. So he blocks 2 and we get to keep the card in arsenal. And it kind of goes to what I'm saying, where if you're later on in the game, just early on in the game, just try to block much and only keep 1 card in arsenal. So ideally, once again, they break and you get to keep an even bigger hand and threaten even more reactions. Okay. In this case, even if they get to keep only the 2 cards, we're screwed still. So yeah. Good game to them, and we need better luck next time.